This is video 3 of 3. Well, actually it's the 4th, but I didn't want to make them too long. So today we're going to be doing the mid and the back end of the car. And yeah. Enjoy mini 4-wheel drive, like and subscribe, and let's get into it. Alright, so in this video we're going to do the side dampers. So let's take this off. So instead of using multiple different parts, we're just going to use this one here today. So this is 15459. It's the AR chassis side damper. And we're gonna do it just like this, but we're going to use these weights instead. So this is all what comes inside. We got the 2 sets of weights. We're going to use both of those and just stack them like that, upside down. And then we'll use probably the longer screws. And then we'll screw these into the chassis. The little guy, actually we might need some longer ones. Yeah, we'll see. Actually, we don't need the longer ones, so we'll use these to screw into the chassis. And yeah, I guess we can use these gray ones as well. They kind of match the aesthetic. So first we're going to countersink these. Oh, actually, we're not going to countersink these. We don't need to. Okay, so they're going to sit like this on the chassis. We'll get the first set of screws in. We'll get these little 5mm. So they're kind of upside down and backwards. Seems a little counterintuitive, but it does keep them close to the wheels, pretty much as close as possible. So minor change. I did the one a little further back on here. Pushes it out to the side a little more. So hopefully it'll have a little better stability. At least that is the goal. So for this we're going to do here, and then we'll do a spring washer and put that up through here. Can't really see that. Put that up through there, and then we'll get another washer and a nut, like so. So this is where the plate would go. And then the dampers, and then the ball on top here. Okay, so it'll look like this, and then we'll get the ball up on top as well. I put a little nut here. I don't know if you really need it, but I don't think it could hurt too much. Maybe a little bit more weight, but that's okay. So let's get these balls on. All right, so that's it for this side. I don't really like how this looks, but on the front, the more I look at it, the more I dislike it. But it's functional, I should say. All right, so we're going to use these slim mass dampers in the back. Similar to the other one, you'd use the big ones. I found these actually with the red, so I want to use those and put these on the bottom. I'm not 100% sure if we're going to use this yet to do like double stack the rollers. I'm going to use this carbon wide rear plate, and then the FRP rear plate as well. And then possibly one of these on the very bottom. All right, so just one screw for now, just to get kind of like a visual representation of what we wanted to do. And let's get out the rest of the plates as well. And the rollers are going to be these 19mm aluminum on the bottom, and then 19mm with the red rings, and then we have some more red lock nuts. Alright, so first what I want to do is just kind of get an idea. This will probably go like so. So won't need this, won't need this. And if we use this, we'll only need one of these. So these will sit like that, and then this will sit up here, above with the rollers. Okay, so now that we have kind of an idea, I think we just have to line up this one. Which one is it? Oh no. So it had to be there. That would be the only way we could get that to work. So we'll have to countersink here and here. So the one good thing about, double check that. I should really just mark these. Yeah. People scalping all these plates. Because it's easier to countersink it on the FRP. And we'll also countersink this here and here, where the weights will go. All right, these are just kind of a placeholder for now. We do have to find out how far we're going to actually, how many spacers we're gonna have to use to get that up like that. So I'm going to put a screw in the bottom as well, and then we can measure from here to down there. All right, so that's fallen out. That's fantastic. Okay, so that's about the space we are going to need to get between those two. Okay. Okay, so it's going to be set like this. We'll take off this top part. I might have turned this around, and then we'll find a countersunk screw to get these put together, and then we'll put this whole back part onto the back. All right, so we got the screws. We're going to put on the spacers, and then we can screw this one down to the top afterwards. Okay, now we got the spacers measured out. Be good to go there. We'll probably need a couple of these nuts, and then maybe washers, but I don't think we need the washers. So let's move on to the rollers. So we're gonna start with here on the bottom. We got the screw, spacer, and then the roller itself. Actually, we probably don't need the spacer. We'll take that out. And then, yeah, we got the roller and then another spacer. We'll actually use this spacer here. And then we'll go up through this part right here. And then we will add on the spacer and then the other plate. So hopefully that's enough. We might have to break this down into a couple different spacers rather than this longer one. But first let's get the bottom part put on. It's before lubing it too. All right, so here's the general idea. Like that. And it'll sit up there like so. And we'll put this on. Like that. This on top. And then the other one will go above it and lock all that down on top with the lock nut. So before I actually set it all, I'll just make sure that there's enough room there. That looks like there'll be plenty. All right, so there we go. So we'll get these screwed down and see how that looks. So I had slightly more room than I thought, so I just threw on another gold spacer here, and let's get that all tightened. And there we have it. This is looking pretty cool. So let's get everything else set up on here. We have to put this part back on the brake and then set all of this on top. Alright, so these were the hardest part for me. My fingers are too fat to get in between here. I tried to do it on camera, it didn't work. But that's generally what it'll look like. So these screws ended up being a little shorter than I would have liked. So I'm going to carefully take this off. I already did it to the other side. Just let that fall out. Just putting these spacers in again. So get that right underneath. It's a huge pain. And then I used 2 of the smaller spacers in the back here. So we'll just set these on top. I really don't need this extra weight, but I'd rather have these nuts be secure than being worried that they're going to loosen. See, that's what I'm talking about. I can't do this with the camera. Okay, so there we go. That's all good and set up. We're going to put some lock nuts on here as well. I'm going to use the regular ones, the steel ones, just because I only have 2 of the red ones left, and we'll use those for the weights. Alright, so there we go. We got a little spacer back here just to pad out so that doesn't poke out. And then we got the 3mm and the 1.5mm here, and then the lock nut. So the last thing to do is get on the weights on the back, and I think pretty much good to go. Okay, so for here we'll have the screw going up through here, countersunk, and then spring washer, nut, these bigger, I think these are for the slim damper set, and then we'll lock it off with the lock nut. Let's get that bad boy down. Damper on. And then some dapper on that. Boy. It's starting to come together quite nicely, if I do say so myself. Boom. Alright, and there we go. That should be the final piece of the puzzle. Looking very sharp. I do like the gold accents. That looks really cool. And everything else is gold. So I wish for the most part we could get gold dampers, but they're quite difficult to come by. Aesthetically, don't love this, but it's functional. Yeah, other than that, let's get it put together and we'll get cleaned up. All right. And there we go. Looking pretty sweet. I think all the colors came together pretty well. It looks really nice. Yeah, definitely excited to try this one out. It won't be till after Christmas because it is for Christmas presents. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe, and we can get more of these out soon. Thanks.